It was a beautiful sunny day as Rainbow Dash walked around her room getting ready for the day. The warm sun leaked in her window and she brushed her messy rainbow-colored mane. She sighed, walking over to her door, and looked over her calendar. Her mouth dropped. What she said on that very day could be heard for miles.
Oh crap!
She yelled, quickly zipping around her house. Rainbow Dash had around 10 hours until she meets Applejack, the one and only cutest mare in all of Ponyville. No, not even that. How about the cutest mare in all of Equestria? Yeah, that's more like it. Rainbow could never really tell the cowpony though. She never got the courage to do so. But today was Hearts and Hooves Day, and she wants to. No, wait. Needs to have Applejack as her special sun pony. She just hoped Applejack would accept. Would she? Applejack never really seemed to have an eye for her. Or any other mare for that matter. What if AJ was straight and all of this would be useless?
No, Rainbow Dash, you need to think positive.
She thought, shaking herself out of the thought as she went downstairs for a short breakfast. She couldn't help blushing though, with the thought of her and Applejack going out and kissing. Her face was flushed deep red as she quickly dashed out of her house, flying over to the store. She landed and looked through the window, which had a wonderful display of roses and chocolates. She cantered in and looked around.
Sheesh! Could chocolate get any more expensive?
She thought, looking at the prices.
Getting something for your special sun pony, eh?
One store clerk came up and asked. Rainbow nodded.
Yeah, I'm getting her something. It may be awesome and all. I'm going to get her one of the most wonderful gifts I can.
The store clerk smiled.
I hope you find something. I'll be at the register if you find anything.
He said, moving in back of the register. Rainbow nodded and looked a little more, but couldn't seem to find anything for Applejack. She left the store, moving to the next.
Maybe a card and a flower or two? But I don't think she would like flowers.
She thought, entering in a card store. Hello! Welcome to Cards and More! Getting something for your special sun pony? The mare pony asked behind the register.
Possibly. I'm just looking around for ideas.
Rainbow exclaimed, looking around at the cards.
They are all too much.
Dash thought, almost gagging at how much lovey-dovey the cards were. Someone like the one and only Rainbow Dash doesn't do gaudy cards. Then she spotted one. There was a heart in the middle with a hoof print in the middle. Rainbow opened the card and read what it said.
Here's a special card for a certain special pony. A card to simply say you are special in every way. So don't ask if you look okay, because you're beautiful in every single way. The one thing I want, little things, old and new, out of the whole world this year, I want you. Happy Hearts and Hooves Day.
Rainbow Dash smiled and took it to the counter.
I'll take this one.
The cashier rang it up. Rainbow paid and then left with the card in a small bag. She quickly cantered back to her small house and set the card on a table. She opened it and grabbed a quill and ink. She signed the card and kept it open as she walked to the cabinet. She grabbed a small box of chocolates she was saving for herself, but she decided Applejack was much more important than herself. She gathered the box and card and looked at the time.
Right on schedule.
She thought, walking out of the house about 20 minutes before she needed to leave. Rainbow wanted to get there early to give the impression she was serious. She finally made it to their meeting place, the park fountain, and stood there for a while, with the bag at her hooves. Why, how the hell, Rainbow Dash? Sorry if I'm a little late. Applejack called to her, around 10 minutes later, walking over to her. Were you waiting long?
No, I just got here.
Rainbow smiled.
Want to sit down?
She then asked, seeing the orange pony looked a little tired, probably from apple bucking. That will be mighty fun to do. My legs are mighty tired. Applejack obliged, walking over to the nearest bench and sitting down. Rainbow followed, bringing the bag with her, and sat down next to her, setting the bag next to her.
Would you like a drink?
Rainbow Dash offered. No, but that's mighty fine of you to ask. Applejack smiled. A short silence fell upon the two for a while, both unsure of what to say.
Come on, Rainbow. She's right there. What are you waiting for? I mean, she could turn you down, but at least you asked.
Rainbow pumped herself up and took a deep breath in. She grabbed the card and handed it to the orange pony.
Happy Hearts and Hooves Day.
She smiled as Applejack took it and opened it. Applejack read through it, and her eyes widened. Wow, Rainbow. That's mighty fine of a card. Thanks. Applejack smiled.
There's more.
Rainbow grabbed a small box of chocolates and gave them to Applejack. Why, Dash, you didn't have to give me chocolates. Applejack thanked, setting the box next to her.
Well, you're worth it.
Rainbow responded, heat starting up at her cheeks. Well, thank you, Rainbow. She thanked, reaching in the saddle bag that was on the ground, taking out a card and a Zap apple? Rainbow's eyes widened and she blinked a couple times to make sure she was seeing the rainbow-colored apple. This one was a late bloomer, apparently. So, I decided to give it to you. Rainbow took it and smiled.
Thanks, Applejack. You didn't have to give me your apple family treasure.
Well, you're worth it, Applejack repeated. Now go on, eat it. Rainbow took a bite and her eyes widened as the great taste overwhelmed her. She chewed and swallowed, even letting out an ah. Applejack laughed. That good, huh?
You bet your bits it is.
Rainbow exclaimed, taking another bite. Glad you like it. Applejack smiled, leaning back on the bench.
What are you doing, Rainbow? Stop eating and tell her.
Rainbow sighed and looked at Applejack.
Applejack?
What's up, Sugar Cube? Applejack looked at her.
There's, something I have to ask you.
Rainbow's voice quieted down a little. Well, what is it?
Would you like to be my special sub pony?
Rainbow spat out, looking away as she blushed hard. Applejack was quiet for a while, eyes a little wide, thinking.
It's okay if you don't want to.
Rainbow nervously ended. She felt a hoof on her cheek, making her look at Applejack's close, kind, smiling face.
Applejack?
Applejack reached in, touching the two lips together. Rainbow tensed up a bit, but then loosened and her eyes fluttered close. They broke a couple minutes later, both blushing hard. Applejack nuzzled Rainbow. Of course I would be your special sun pony. She smiled, giving a light kiss on Dash's nose. Rainbow looked at her excited.
Really?
She exclaimed ecstatically. Yep, I'm glad you asked. Applejack wrapped her forehooves around Rainbow's neck, embracing her tightly. Slowly, Rainbow wrapped her own forehooves around Applejack's waist.
I'm glad you accepted.
Rainbow smiled, pulling out of the embrace to share another tender kiss. Support me on Patreon. Subscribe and make sure to ring that notification bell to know when I post new content. And please, feel free to join the Lotus Garden. Links in the description. Thanks for listening, and look forward to more. Good night, every pony.